Hello everyone, my name is Trafford Chavarro, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the country Israel. They were founded on May 14th, 1948, and is located in the Middle East. We're going to get started with some fun facts. They're the only country in the entire world to obtain more trees now than 50 years prior. They are kind of like a desert, so they've been trying to plant more trees and produce more economic and cultural growth. Another one, there are more museums in Israel per capita versus any other country. That actually includes one of the only underwater museums in the world located in Israel. Israel created voicemail technology that, we still use that today. It's a great feat. And lastly, something I thought was really interesting is their coffee is so respected and tasty. These are like the local cafe shops that it's the only country where Starbucks failed. I thought that was pretty cool. Getting started about the economic system of Israel. Israel is an advanced economy. I kind of personally thought that Israel was lower scale and kind of struggled, but I came to find out that they actually are doing pretty well and have a pretty high GDP for their size. They're actually about the size of Lake Michigan. That could be in a good comparison. They are listed as one of the top 30 countries in the UN economy, so that's pretty good. There's a lot of people doing worse than Israel right now. They are well developed and manufacture goods. They have advances in technology, and they are one of the world's centers in the diamond industry. As you can see, they have great institutions, teach about technology and technology feats. They created the voicemail. Diamonds is, I think, about 20% of their exports. It's pretty good area for diamonds, and they do have some oil there in the Middle East that provides part of their resources exports. Now, talking about Israel's type of economy, they are a free market economy. This is pretty good, and it does have effect the supply and demand, so that's good. It really keeps the market thriving. The country does have welfare, and it cares for its people. Taxes and stuff is taken out of their checks and put back into the country to help benefit that. It is really easy to start a business in Israel. That's why a lot of people do go out there and start one. Actually, at one point in time, it was the second leading country with starting businesses. So it is really good to start a business there. And there are millions of subsidies given from the government. So, like I said, there are stuff coming out from taxes and giving back into the country. This is mostly for like farmers. If there's a bad year or prices is really low, they're being given subsidiaries to cover that cost. Actually, more than even the U.S. in subsidiaries. Now, their government, for the most part, it is a parliamentary democracy. There is a prime minister, which is head of the government, but he's more kind of there for traditional services. Doesn't have too much power. And then there's an executive power and a legislative power ruled by the Knesset. That's similar to like our Senate. You could kind of view it like that. They're the ones who make a priority, like make most of the laws. Now they do have basic laws. Now they don't have a constitution like the U.S., but they are written up of a series of basic laws, and this is kind of hard to decipher in the courts. So it is a Jewish country, so almost the Jews have more power than the Palestinians. Like they could build land on Palestinian land, and the Palestinians can't do anything about it because the basic law has a law saying the Jews are able to go do about what they need, and it's really just confuses things in the courts. It's not as defined. And they do provide services to public, like they do have public works and like roads and stuff like that that the economy helps build and the government decides. Stage of development. Israel is pretty much almost fully developed country. It's a growing economy, it's strong industry, natural resources, and technology. The only reason some people might say it's not a fully developed is because they get a lot of financial aid. That's mostly from the U.S. We give millions of dollars to Israel to keep them afloat and to really better their economy and keep their goods going. And that's a really strong trade partner for us. So that's the reason why we do that. On the Corruption Perception Index, they scored a 35 out of 198, so that's pretty good, pretty close to that top 30 number. And overall score is 60 out of 100. It's not the best, I mean 60 out of 100, but still could be a lot worse. And finally, can America thrive in Israel? Well, luckily Starbucks is one of the few major chain things that didn't work out there. But it is very easy to start a business, like I was saying, and the United States and Israel have had a trade agreement since 1985, and it's been going really well for the most part since that time. And as you can see, there's currently 180 McDonald's there. Now, they are a little different than the ones here. They have different foods, and here I think they're open just about every day, but in Israel they're closed for Jewish holidays, and they have to have certain menus that are kosher to cooperate with that lifestyle there. And there's just some of my citations. Thank you for your time.